Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Southerners Northern Garden Winter Wonderland edition. So I want to do a quick video for you. This video is going to be fairly short because I came outside yesterday and noticed I had some damage on some of the small shrubs that I planted. So it's too late to resolve some of this damage. Some of the shrubs might have to be replaced in the spring. Not a big deal. I kind of expected this, and I can't remember if I mentioned it in a video when I installed the shrubs, but we have a bunny issue because we kind of back up to a little wooded area, but we also have a severe issue with squirrels. And I think the squirrels caused most of my damage. I've not noticed a whole lot of bunnies causing the damage, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see there, those are the Oh So Easy double pink roses I planted this fall. I find that the squirrels around here really love small roses, and I've actually lost a rose a couple years ago, so I expected this to be an issue. So yesterday I came out and put down some 𝗟𝗶𝗲𝗲 from 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, which is just an organic egg solid solution granularized with clove oil and garlic oil. And it's supposed to, I guess, just smell really bad, and the animals don't like it so much. And so it's a great option to repel critters during winter if you're having issues with that. So they kind of devastated some of my roses, and then I have the, as you know, the Arctic Sun dogwood that I planted that was also a very, very tiny shrub. And I'll walk up here and show you what that looks like. And that last shrub there was my Pearl Glam Beauty Berry from Proven Winners. And then there's been some other things that they bothered here and there, like the hydrangeas that I planted. So the hydrangeas I'm not as concerned about because they grow readily from the ground and clump up a little bit. I'm more concerned about the roses. They are own root roses, so if they do come back and need to put on all new growth, that won't be an issue as far as getting that rootstock rose that we don't like so much. So if they survive this winter, then they will come back fine. The Arctic Sun dogwood should also probably be okay. When I plant these things, as I mentioned in some videos, it is a risk planting shrubs that small that late in the season. But it was a risk I wanted to take because it gives them the best opportunity to settle down before the hot summer next year and put in roots and get just acclimated to the soil conditions so they can survive really well and bloom and perform for me really nicely this coming season. Despite the critter damage, I also have some damage from a few monsters that are near and dear to my heart. So we have two Springer Spaniels, which I've showed on a video previously. They are both still puppies, and they're very rambunctious, and I don't know if you know anyone who has Springer Spaniels, but they tend to be really clumsy dogs as far as their awareness of things that are around them. And so we had some instances where they'll just run around in the backyard and kind of run over some of these smaller shrubs that I planted. So I've got a little breakage damage on these boxwoods down here. You can actually see where the piece that was broke back there. It could probably be rooted if I wanted to do that. I probably won't be rooting those though. It's the middle of winter, so I'm not going to deal with that right now. But I also had, it's easier for you to see this damage because the snow's on the ground. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. But you can see here where I planted these inkberry hollies, maybe right here. They have come through and just devastated a few of those. So I did overwinter in my raised beds at least two of those that I can replace if needed. I may have to order some smaller shrubs or find some at a garden center in the spring to replace. But otherwise, the garden is looking really nice, I think. All of the evergreen interest that I added in is still doing really wonderfully. I really love the green giants in the back that will eventually become a solid green wall. And the boxwoods and the arch is just a nice winter structure. This arch will have a rose on it that I'll be going over in a different video. And then we have the shed, which is also just kind of a beautiful interest here in winter. There's actually icicles forming up here at the top because it's been very cold in Ohio 5 degrees, I think, was the low earlier this week. It's the lowest temperature we've gotten. I'm in zone 6, southwest Ohio, and our low is not supposed to get lower than -10. Since I've lived up here the past few years, I think the lowest we have gotten is maybe -5, -7 where I'm at. So that's one thing that I'm not looking forward to. And we've had much warmer winters the past few years, and so I don't know if we might transition to a newer zone in the coming years. Probably will be a little while, but as things are warming up, we might transition to zone 7, which would be really nice because I could potentially skirt the zones a little bit. I would still be really hesitant to immediately transition a bunch of zone 7 things into my garden, but there's some really nice zone 7 plants that I would like to add to my garden that I just steer clear from because I'm not willing to take that risk that our temperature gets into the negatives here, because it has happened since I've lived here anyway. This side of the fence, I was going to do some designing this winter, and I think I've changed my method of how I want to treat that. So as you know, I planted a ton of little things this past fall, and I want to put some bigger items in the ground. So I think I'm going to stick with things I can find locally to do that. One of the things I want is a blue arrow juniper. I don't have any junipers in my garden, and I don't have any blue interest that's a shrub in the backyard. I do have the blue spruce on the front around the flower bed, but a blue arrow juniper only gets like 2 to 3 foot wide and gets less than 10 foot tall, and so I think it would be a nice backdrop to these green giant arborvitae, and also stay within the confines of this small bed that I have here. And I have decided, as I mentioned in previous videos, I will be extending this bed just another foot maybe from what it is now, but I'm going to wrap it around and connect it to this boxwood hedge. That'll give me some planting space right here and also not create the awkward area to mow. So that's something to be looking forward to. So last year was a huge year of growth and a lot of things to do. It was a get stuff done year, and this year I think it's going to be a wait and see, or at least you know, spend a little extra time developing or thinking about a space, or not so much rushing to do things. I still have several things I've already ordered to put into the ground this spring. I'm going to be putting that in a video coming soon of things I've already ordered that will be delivered, but I am thankful for hopefully what will be a more restful season where I can just enjoy the fruits of my labor from last year and enjoy the beauty and the space and actually sit out here and just not have to do work every day when I come home, essentially. So basically, it's going to be a year of an enjoyment of the beauty that I've put in. And I hope you will like and subscribe and join me for that journey, because I'm really excited about a lot of the things that I put in the ground this past year and what they will look like in the coming year. As you know, shrubs can take a little bit to get started, but I've had really good success planting little things in the garden and them growing and acclimating quicker than they might if you bought a bigger shrub to begin with. So that's something to consider. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and remember, in a world full of hate, be a light. Take care, everyone. Bye.